Yeah, good afternoon, guys. I'm sharing my screen and we'll start the session. So I hope my voice is clear for everyone, right? Okay, I'm going with. So we started methods concept, right? So I will give the summary like what the topics we covered so far. I will give the summary. In the method topic, so we learned about the methods combinations. We learned about the method combinations. Total we have the 4 combinations. So after the combinations, we learned about passing object as a input, passing object as a input, object as a input to the method, input to the method. And this is the in the I would say this is the first class we learned. This is these combinations we learned in the first class. And after that we learned passing object as an input to the method, passing as a input to the method. And next concepts we learned about returning object, returning object as output, as a output to the method, to the method. So returning object as output, output from the method, output from the method. So I hope these topics we are clear, right? So multiple I would say I have given some assignments on it. Okay, fine. So today what we will see. So here this is clear, like combinations okay with that, and passing object as a input to the method, that is okay, and returning object as the output from the method. So here I will take this one. Here I am passing only one method as the input, one object as the input. So can I pass a multiple objects as the input? Yes, we can pass. So now we can see we can pass multiple objects, we can pass multiple objects as a output, multiple objects, multiple objects as a output, as a input to the method, as a input to the method. So that this case we can see one example with this case, one example with this case. So in this case, we are passing only one object as the input to the method. Okay, in this case, we can pass multiple objects as the input to the method. So how that program, I will write the program and then I will show you. You can get the clarity. For example, here I will take the person details from here to here. If I take the person details are like int ID, and I would like to take some parameters like int name. Okay, so similarly, I can take student details also like a class and student, and from here to here this is the scope of the student, and here I will take the I would say student name, string student name. Okay, so student name. So these are the properties you can assume like int student id, student id. Okay, these are the properties. Now what I will do, I will write one method, void m1 method. The method name is anything, and from this method I will pass as an input to these two objects, these two objects like person, p is the object, and next student, s. So here what I am doing, I am passing two objects as an input to the method. I am passing two objects as an input to the method. So this is the thing we are doing, this is the thing we are doing. Okay, I hope this is clear, right? So the same program I can go to the IDE and then I will write the program and then I will show you. So here I'm taking the driver class, and so inside I will take not inside, outside the class I will take one more class. The class name is the person class. I am taking one class, and so here I am defined with some variables. The variables are like I would like to take int ID and the string name int id string name, and I will increase some font size. Yeah, okay. Int id and string name, and next you can take with some double salary like that. These three are belong to person properties. Int id, string name, and double salary, these three are belong to person details. Okay, so similarly I can take another class. The class name is, you can take any other name, or so here I am taking simply student, and here I would like to take the student details. Student id, student id. Okay, and next student name, student name, you can take student name. So like this, the student is having two properties, and person is having three properties. Not only two three properties, so based on the requirement you can take number of properties. Based on the requirement you can take the number of properties. Okay, fine. Now here I will take the method. The method is m1 method. Not only m1 method, method name you can take anything. Method name you can take anything. For this method I am passing parameters as a object. Parameters are as the object, so that is the thing. Student s, student s. Okay, from here to here, this is the scope of the class. So this is clear or not? What I did generally, I took two classes. The two classes I am keeping the all the properties I am keeping inside one variable. That variable I am passing as the input to the method. Now the what the m1 method will do, it will take the parameters, and it will do some operation, and it will return the output. It will return the output. Okay. Okay, fine. So here it can take the parameters, meaning here I am assigning the values like p dot id equal to some values I am passing like 100, and p dot name equal to I am mentioning some Raju. Okay, similarly I can mention p dot salary equal to p dot salary equal to. So before p dot salary equal to, so I will mention some 5500 dot 0 like that. I'm initializing that one. And so similarly this is with respect to person object, and similarly we can assign the values like this also. h dot h dot student id, I'm mentioning the student id is some 200 I am mentioning. And h dot student name, I would like to mention some Rani. Some Rani I am mentioning. Okay, some Rani. Okay, fine. Now student name, s dot id, and student name, so change name to string. Here you can change with the string. Okay, fine. Okay, now I will take the SOP statement, and inside the SOP statement I can print this one. See, so I will take the SOP statement, sysout statement, inside p dot id, and I can do the concatenation. Concatenation meaning string plus variable is called concatenation. P dot name, and we can do concatenation, and similarly p dot salary, Okay, so similarly I can take with yes, with respect to student object also, s dot student id, and then I can do the concatenation. And here also I can take s dot name. Okay, fine. Now this is the instance method, or which method? This is the instance method. So if it is the instance method, by default it won't execute. You have to tell to the JVM. So that is the reason I'm taking the main method. So you can take the main method, and inside the main method you have to call the m1 method. How you can call? You have to create the object for private class. we have to create the object for the driver class. Driver 1 2 3 and t equal to new driver. I would say 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now we can call the method d dot m1 method. D dot m1 method, we have to call the d dot m1 method. So whenever you are calling this method, it is throwing. Why? Because you have to create the objects for the student and uh, person. Student and person. Now we should create the object for student p equal to new person, and similarly how to create the object for student also. Student is equal to student new student. So this is the way we are doing. You can save this one. Control Shift F is the code to arrange the code in proper way. So if you can run this one, now you can get the result. Run on Java application and you can get the result. And you can get the results. You can get the results. So we did some mistake here. So this class already available. So I'm taking STU. Now you can save the files and you can run the file. You can get the values as the output. So generally what happens here generally, I will show you here. The thing is, so here we have the two objects, right? So person is the one object, and we have the I would say student is the one object. These objects, what I am doing, I am passing. This is the method. M1 is the method, and for this method, I am passing two inputs. So one is the person class, and the second one is the student class. So inside we have the student class, and we are passing two parameters, right? So I am using these parameters. So from that, all the properties I am keeping inside this p variable, and I am using that p variable, and I am initializing the values. These values are respect to p, and these values are with respect to s. These values are with respect to s. Now this method is available. Where this method is available? This method is available inside main method, right? This method is available inside the main method. So that is the reason. So every program execution start from the main method, and so I have created the object for that, and I'm uh, so these two are available out of the class. You have to create the objects for two classes. I'm creating two classes. So with that, we can make the we are calling two classes inside main class, and we are calling m1 method. So with the help of object creation, we can make the relation between two classes. So this is the one program. What we did generally here. What we did generally here. So for one method, we are passing multiple objects. So this is one scenario you have to understand. I hope this is clear. Okay, so next point is next. This is one scenario. Now, now the next program is So here in this program, this is will land in the last session. So here what is actual thing when the method has to return multiple values as the only one object here it is returning. But today my requirement is my method want to return multiple objects. Okay, so my method want to return multiple objects. So how I can give the assignment like this: write a Java program, write a Java method to return to return to return three objects as the output. Three objects as a output. So if I give the assignment like this, so how you can do the program? How you can do the program? So now, so in the last session we learned the method has to return only one object. Today what we are doing, the method has to return multiple objects. How how we can do the program for that one? So the thing is, I will show you that one. For example, if you have the class, I will take one more class like public class demo is the class, and from here to here this is the scope of the class. So this I will directly I will use the IDE, and then there itself I will write the program on that, then you can get the clarity on it. So here I am taking some, the class name is the test class I am taking. Class name is the test class I am taking. Okay, now for this I would say the test is the class. For this test class I will create objects, main method, and inside the main method I'm creating the objects like test t equal to new test, and similarly test t1 equal to new test, and similarly test t2 equal to new test. Okay, fine. So total I have created three objects. What my requirement is, the method has to return multiple objects. The method has to return multiple objects. So here I would like to take one more object also, t3, and t3 equal to new test. Okay, now what I will do generally, now I will take the one method. So my method requirement is method has to return multiple objects. So here I have total four objects. So among those I want to return three objects. How could I do? How could I do? So simply what you can do, the method name you can mention anything, method name, and the method data type you have to mention. The method data type you have to mention. The method data type you have to mention with um, test array. Test array meaning now the method has to return multiple values. Now the method has to return multiple values. For example, if you want to store the one value, you have to go with primitive data types. If you want to store the multiple values, then you have to go with the arrays. Then you have to go with the arrays. Then you have to go with the arrays. Okay, fine. Now this is the method, and if the method has the array and it has to return the values, right? Now what I will do, three objects I will take from there, and I will mention here. I will mention here, and here I will pass the values. Pass the values are like here I will take two values. Those are like int id and string name. I would like to take string name. Okay, so here I am passing the values like t1 dot id equal to some values I am passing 100, and similarly t1 dot name equal to Raju. I am passing t1 dot name equal to Raju. Similarly, I can do with t2 dot id equal to some 200 and t2 dot name equal to t2 dot name equal to some Rani, and so here I can initialize the values with t3 dot id equal to some 300. I am taking the id as to 300, and t3 dot name equal to some, I am taking some Madhu name. Okay, some Madhu name. Now the question is, so if the method has the return type, it has to return the same value. It has to return the same value. But here the method is defined with array. The method is defined with array. So how could I return array? Now in this case, what you can do? So test array and value equal to, here you can pass the values. What values you can pass? T1 dot objects. These objects we are passing. T1 dot, T2 dot, T3. T3. So I am passing. I am all the objects I am storing again one array variable, and this array variable I am returning. This array variable I am returning. This array variable I am returning. Okay. Okay, fine. Now the method name is the m1 method. Now I have to print the values. I have to print the values. How I want to call, I want to access the m1 method. How you can call? So I have to create, already object got created, t dot t1 dot m1, t dot t1 dot m1. So this one again I am storing in one reference object. So tt I am mentioning like tt. I am mentioning like test. I am mentioning like test. Okay. So we can see this is the array, right? You have to mention array. Now this is clear. Now you can take SOP statement and then you can call all of uh, all of properties you can call. Now simply I am taking sysout statement and test dot id, and can take with and similarly you can take with test dot name, test dot name. Now you can if you observe here, if you observe here, so the test id, if you call with the test id, now all are accessing with multiple values. Then in that case what you can do, in that case what you can do, test dot so entire I am value that I am storing here, all the value I am storing here, and this statement this statement you can pass here. This statement you can pass inside the method. Okay, t1 dot id and t1 dot name. So similarly you can do with t2 also. T2 also you can do, you can rename with the t2 and t2. Here also you can change with the t3. You can change with the t3. T3. Okay. Now all the properties are stored inside the array, and again we are all the values we are keeping inside. Now for retrieve the values, now you can use for each loop. You can use the for each loop for retrieving the values. So here we can use the for each loop. You can use the for each loop. you can use the for each loop. So the for each loop, so generally test, can take it as the test, and that we can all the values you can pass as the some variable t, and here you can declare with test, I guess. Okay, now we'll take with, okay, here I will take the sysout statement, and then I am calling this one. So now I will run this program, and then we'll see the result how it will come. You can get the values of 100, 200, 300, Raju, Rani, and Madhu. All the details we are getting. All the details we are getting. I will control all. I will organize the code. Okay. So I will explain the code one more time. You guys can you please observe what I did generally. So generally what I did here, I will explain the code. You guys have to observe. Okay. The class name is the test. For this test class, I have created two objects. So actually my requirement is the method has to return multiple objects. Multiple objects. If I want to return the multiple objects, so I can, the method I define with array. If I define the method with array, then it has to return the multiple values. It has to return the multiple values. So inside this method, I have created the multiple objects, and I am assigning some values, and I am returning the array. I am returning the array. If it is the array, then again, what did here? So again, all the objects I am keeping one variable. That variable I am returning here. That variable I am returning here, and the method has to return. It is returning object array, right? So that is the reason. That is the reason again. This method again I am keeping in one variable. That variable data type is the test array. Test array. Now this is holding all the values. These all the values it is holding. How could I print? How could I print those values? So we have the option that is the for each loop. For each loop. So we learned already for each loop. So through the for each loop we can retrieve the values. By using for each loop we can retrieve the values. By using for each loop we can retrieve the values. I hope this is clear. So with this we're done with here the method. Not only three methods. So we can return the multiple objects. We can return the four objects, five objects. Number of objects we can return. Number of objects we can return. Number of objects we can return. So this is all about methods, guys. So I will give the summary about the methods. One more time I will give the summary. Any questions you have, you can ask me. So we discussed about the methods. We'll learn about the combinations. Combinations. So the combinations are like four combinations with the return type, and with the parameter, and with the return type, and without parameters, and without parameters, without parameters, and next without return type, without return type, and without return type, and with the parameters, and with the parameters. Next, without return type, without parameters, without parameters. Okay, so next we learned about we discussed about objects. So write a Java program like the thing is the method has to return, method has to return, method has to, we are passing, we are passing methods, we are passing object as a input to the method, objects as input to the method, input to the method. And here we learned about, we are passing, we are passing multiple objects, multiple objects as a input to the, as a input to the method. Okay, so next concept. So method return single objects, method has to return single object, single object. Okay, and here we learned about method has to return multiple objects, multiple objects, multiple objects, multiple objects. So these are all the things you have to aware of methods. These are the things you have to aware of methods. Any questions, guys, in this area? Anyone, any questions? So you have to aware of these total 5 concepts: combinations, passing a single object to the method, passing multiple objects as the input to the method, and returning method as a single object as the output, and returning multiple objects as the output. So these 5 concepts you have to aware of methods concept. Any question, anyone, guys, in this area? Anyone have any question? Guys, can you please respond? Guys, am I audible?
Yeah, sir.
Am I audible meaning no, no meaning not audible, right? No questions.
No questions.
So I hope this is clear, right? Methods concept is clear. Anyone have any questions? Methods topic is very, very important, guys. You have to practice multiple times. Okay. So you have to play boxing with methods. You have to practice multiple times. Okay. So tomorrow we'll start with the constructors. So you have to practice multiple times on it. So I will share some assignments on this. Please go through those and do the assignments and share in the group. Next tomorrow we'll go with the topic is constructors, types of constructors. Tomorrow we will discuss. Okay, I hope this is clear, right? Okay, fine. So can you please share your names, guys? Okay, fine, guys. I'm winding the session. We'll catch up tomorrow. Thank you. Please do the assignment, share in the group. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Thank you.